Hey, hello. Thanks for taking 5 with me, Wolf Gorlick. A few minutes riffing on IT and IT security. Today, looking at data toxicity. But first, ripped right from the headlines. Actually, the reg, it's online. You can Google it. But trust me, right from the headlines. The lovely town of Sheffield is in a spot of trouble because they've got automatic number plate recognition, right? So ANPR is what's called. ANPR is a system that allows you to say, there's Wolf's car based on the license plate. It's going over here. It's going over there. All the ANPR systems come together in what's supposed to be an internal management dashboard. What was found was that this dashboard was on the internet, not protected by password. If you typed in into your browser the IP address, boom, up came the website, allowing you to track anyone anonymously, to track vehicle movements by time, by place, by plate. Bit of a problem. So the tip for you is this. We've got to be very, very careful about the data we collect, because the data we collect has varying degrees of value. And oftentimes we don't necessarily think about what that value is, especially as we start putting pieces of data together. Maybe one camera, not that valuable. All the cameras, pretty valuable. Maybe one camera taking a photo, not that valuable. Maybe one camera doing ANPR, recording the license plate, getting more valuable. Putting all those license plates in one database, getting more valuable. Having reporting so you can track people's movement over time, jackpot. Now suddenly you've got toxic data, right? Toxic data is the term for when multiple elements of data come together, which by themselves would not necessarily be dangerous, but brought together become very dangerous for the organization that has them. And another example that I like to give is telephone numbers. If you've got a CRM system or a customer relationship management, if you've got a CRM system and you're collecting phone numbers and you allow the user to change the number, no big deal. They put in the wrong one? Okay, oops. You know what I mean? Who cares? However, if your CRM system now becomes a SIAM or a customer identity and access management system, and you're using that telephone number in the SIAM system, and that telephone number is used for SMS multi-factor authentication, suddenly that data is a lot more toxic, a lot more dangerous than it was in the CRM system, right? Same piece of data, just presented in a different way, just used in a different use case. What can you do about data toxicity? Well, one, oh my goodness, have some forethought and have a task in place where you're thinking about the risk assessment. One of the things that the register mentions is in the 132-page document that talks about the Sheffield ANPR system, the proposal, not once was the word privacy mentioned, let alone privacy impact assessment. So, one, have a process in place where you're regularly assessing data, because the value of the data, the toxicity of the data changes over time based on use case and based on how the data is put together. So have a regular process to do that. 2, have a process that looks inside the environment to make sure that you're not exposing something you couldn't or shouldn't. In this particular case, shout out to home team, Census.io, Michigan-based security company, found this while scanning. You can use services like Census and others to scan your perimeter, look from an adversarial perspective, and see what's going on. So regularly assess, scan in. 2, look out. Tools like data loss prevention, DLP, and whatnot. Look at what data is leaving your perimeter. Look at what data is leaving your environment, and make sure that that data has been identified and properly managed and everything else. And once you've got scans in, scans out, and a regular privacy assessment going on, you can figure out what other additional controls you need based on the toxicity of the data. But at least you know what it is, and now you can do something about it instead of waiting to the reg to put up a great article about how you've exposed everyone's information. What am I forgetting? What other tips do you guys have about managing data as it comes together, as it gets used for different use cases, as it moves from being okay data to toxic data? Comments on social media, hit me up.